So this is Sifu Slim, and we're here to do a little video. We'll hopefully see you folks on YouTube. And we're looking at your level of health. There you go. What is your level of health? And there are all kinds of ways you can judge your health and learn about your health and promote health. Today we're going to be talking about one specific area, and that's the feet. What your feet tell you about your health, your energy level, how you treat the planet, your grounding, all these lovely things. And I'm here with Isaac Osborne, and this is Isaac's brochure. Would you like to introduce yourself to the viewing public?
Sure. Isaac Osborne, Motion Unlimited. I'm an accredited exercise therapist, licensed massage therapist. I do the Rolf method of structural integration, advanced practitioner in that. I have 15 years experience. And I work mainly with people in chronic pain, athletes, professional athletes, athletic performance. We don't do pain management here. We find the cause of pain, and the pain isn't always where the symptom is, the cause, and that's what we look after. We look for, and we give corrective exercises to change coordination patterns and muscle memory patterns, and the Rolf works with connective tissue to free up connective tissue restrictions.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to simplify what Isaac does for a living, but that's a good part of what he does. There's another thing that I've learned through many people, and Isaac's one of the leaders in that. It's mindset. Why do you think the way you think about the specific problem or performance thing that you're trying to accomplish? Why do you think that way? So we started off today wanting to go for the gold in terms of feet, but while we're in here, Isaac asked me how I was doing, and I said I've been not living, but spending a lot of time on a horizontal bar doing various grips, including this one right here, doing like a pull-up with my feet inverted, so like my whole stomach will get into a crunch like an astronaut, and I'll pull myself up. So many different exercises, thinking like a monkey, thinking of suspending myself and elongating my spine rather than compressing it with weights, which I used to think just compress, but it can also improve your performance too. Do you want to speak on that before we continue?
What we were talking about was one, I haven't seen the research on you were saying that the abs recover faster than any other muscle because they have more blood flow, and the blood flow in the abdomen, yes, there's a lot of blood flow, but it goes mostly to your intestines and your organs. And for me to think that one area of the body, one muscular group or one muscle has more blood flow than another muscle in the body, it seems absurd to me.
It's not resonating.
No,
okay.
Because muscles work in relationships. Muscles work when one muscle flexes, another muscle has to extend. Mm-hmm. And why do people get sore after they work out? Typically when people get sore, the reason why they get sore when they work out is that they have either done the exercise incorrect or they've gone too far. And the recovery time for muscles, typically if you get a muscle to complete fatigue, a recovery time, doesn't matter what muscle it is in the body, takes 10 days. And that's if you exhaust the proper patterning of the muscle of slow twitch, intermediate twitch are kind of the same, and then fast twitch fibers. And you cannot get to the fast twitch fibers unless you get to the slow twitch and intermediate twitch fibers first. And it takes 10 days for a muscle to recover. It heals slower than a burn on your skin does.
How long do you think the in-the-know people, the physical therapists, the chiropractors, the sports medicine people, the trainers knew what you're talking about? How long has that 10 years been generally accepted, or is it still not generally accepted?
I'm not sure if it's generally accepted or not. I don't know. It seems to be new information for most people when I mention that.
Okay. Where did you learn about it?
I've got a lot of that information from a book called Body by Science. And
I just sent the video for Body by Science to someone I work with. Yeah, Dr. McGruff.
He's got some really, really well-researched stuff.
Very well, and he speaks like a professor, even though he's an ER doctor. He remembers stuff from 25 years ago like it was yesterday, so he's very good. So Body by Science. And so what I was mentioning to Isaac is I've been doing all this horizontal bar work. I do 3 days a week of the arm and the back exercises, and those same days I also do abs. But I do abs on the bar 5 days a week, and then my other abs 2 more days a week. And Isaac asked me why I was doing the abs every day, and I said, well, a long time ago I read in relation to bodybuilding that you can do the abs every day because it's a quicker recovery, it's a bigger muscle group, and there was more blood flow. So that's what I read, and I accepted it, and it seemed to work, so I didn't question it until today. So now here we are thinking about that. So we're going to look into that question. I'm sure somebody that has a PhD behind their name or an MD has written a few blog comments on that, so we'll try to find that.
I'm sure there's some answers out there. I don't know exactly for sure, but like I said, to me it doesn't make that much sense that that particular muscle would have more blood flow than your delts or your biceps. And you know, the other factor on that is, why would you work out? Would you work out your biceps every single day?
Why would I? No, I wouldn't.
Or would you work out one bicep every single day? You
No,
wouldn't.
No.
Because if you look at the body from a balanced perspective, you want the front muscles to be in balance with the back muscles, and you want the side muscles to be in line and
I
sync
see.
with
I
the
see
side
where he
muscles.
was going now. 12 minutes ago, I didn't know where he was going, but now
Right.
we've got balance. Is what Isaac's about.
Right.
If you had to pick one word, wouldn't it be balance?
It would be balanced. That's why our tagline is Solutions for Balanced Health.
Okay, so balance. Just so Isaac is a little bit less in what would I call it? Less in disagreement with some of the stuff that I've been doing. I didn't just do the abs. At the end of all of my sets of abs, I'm doing an inversion thing. So my feet are going back, and I'm doing glute. So I'm doing that at the end of all the abs. Not as many repetitions as I do the abs. So he has me on the balance there. But I am not forgetting to do glute squeezing and glute extensions on that bar. So I agree, the balance is huge. There are a lot of bodybuilders out there and a lot of kids that are age 20, 18 that walk around with big upper bodies and no butt whatsoever.
Yeah, especially you'll see a lot of those kids, they'll just do arms and chest, and they don't ever do back or legs, and you're going to find yourself in a world of hurt at some point in time in your life if that's all you're doing.
And if you have no butt, which I learned last time I was with Isaac, it doesn't just mean that you're not doing big exercises like the squats and the leg curls. It's that you're not doing proper biomechanical movements with your body and the smaller biomechanical exercise to promote that posture. Is that how you would?
Absolutely, because you have intrinsic musculature and extrinsic musculature, and intrinsic musculature the intrinsic muscles are little small muscles, little tiny muscles along your spine, little tiny muscles in the back of your neck.
Supporting.
They stabilize.
Stabilize. Okay. The
And
big S is
you want,
stabilize.
yeah, you want those stabilizers to be working, while the big extrinsics, your prime movers, do the movement, because you cannot have proper movement without stabilization.
Do you see some people that come in looking like Hercules? You can see them on your first visit. They walk in, you can see there's going to be a weakness, and you go up and you just push one little area on their glute or back, and they cave in.
I've worked with Marines, Navy SEALs, people who do CrossFit, bodybuilders, professional athletes that can't do simple static isometric exercises where I'm asking them to do certain stabilizations, because they've completely compromised or compensated their balance, and so they can't even do these simple exercises, and they're losing muscle mass in certain areas of their body, or they've worked just in the extrinsics and they don't even have any work in the intrinsic musculature. And that doesn't mean, oh, go do a bunch of planks, because that's not the answer. It's getting the balance and activating those muscles to a point where sometimes you need to be in a resting position to even access those muscles, because those compensating muscles have gone to the point of such overcompensation. There's more synaptic neurological connections in the brain, more of those towards that movement than there are towards the proper movement. and they can't even access it sometimes. So it needs to be in a very restful position to even get to it.
Is this the part of the reason why some of us who take all the right magnesium and nutraceuticals and eat right and rest right and exercise what we think is right wind up getting cramps?
Yeah, because sometimes a cramp is a muscle activating that it doesn't typically activate. Sometimes a cramp is a muscle letting go that is activating too much.
Why do we get them in water when we do surfing and things?
When you don't drink water, you mean?
No, when we're in the water and we're surfing and we're swimming, why do we get cramps at that point?
It could be a lack of enough water. It could be maybe not enough calcium in your diet.
Is it that we're moving our body differently for water proprioception?
Typically, that's a possibility, that you're moving your body in a way that maybe you're activating a muscle that you don't typically activate on a normal basis. But if it's a continuous thing that you're always getting cramps out in the water, I would say it's probably something dietary.
Oh, I was talking about the infrequent people in the ocean, like I do.
Because you're putting your body in a position that you don't normally put your body in, so then muscles are going to activate that typically are not activating, and they're going to fight those muscles that are your compensating muscles that are always compensating.
Okay. So we've learned some good things. So you start out with feet and you wind up on the abs. That's just how it happens sometimes, but we're always learning. We're going to come back to you shortly, Isaac and Sifu Slim, with some more exercise, healthful living.